if you can't control your mind for 15 minutes, well, there's no sense in sitting for an hour. Hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to my meditation YouTube channel. We are discussing common misconceptions about what meditation is. And then one of the more common ones that I encounter is that people think that more time on the cushion is the goal. Uh, and yes, if it's quality meditation. But too often what happens is that, like we want to measure things. We want to see progress. And so people will say, well, I sat down and didn't move, shut my eyes for an hour. I'm getting to be a great meditator. And okay, yeah. Can somebody do that without some training? No, it takes some training, right? Like I remember the first time I ever like more than 20 years ago when I first started meditating, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes. And I sat down, like there was like paranoia. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't move for 15 minutes, and my back hurts, and my knees hurt, and my mind's racing. It's like, oh my gosh, I felt like an animal trapped in a cage, the first time I sat down. And then it didn't take long. Okay, I'm comfortable 15 minutes. And then okay, well, now I'm sitting for 30. Okay, well, that's pretty good, right? I don't know many people who can really sit for 30 minutes without moving. And then you get to an hour or whatever. And then, so you are developing a skill. The problem is you can get caught in an area of dullness, right? So you're sitting down. The idea with this meditation is you want to be able to direct your mind wherever you want to. You want to be able to have focus and clarity, uh, and without any internal distractions or agitation. And what happens is when people have the goal of just sitting on the cushion for more hours, I mean, they'll take we're human, right? We'll take shortcuts. So you sit down, you think, okay, well, I've got to meditate for an hour. Okay, for the first 15 minutes, I can plan dinner because I've got an hour, and then, okay, now the second 15 minutes, I think I'm going to get angry at this person at work because, they're irritating. And after about half an hour, you kind of like warn the subjects out or whatever it is that's on your mind, right? And then you start kind of settling in. But there's this temptation to like, you don't use your time as efficiently as possible because the goal has become to sit for an hour and not just to have the quality of attention, right? I mean, it takes real effort to develop the skills that we're talking about. You sit down, and it's not just letting your mind go, like, you really have to keep corralling it back. The ancient comparison is that it's like an elephant that's this wild elephant that's running around, and, like, you're trying to gain control of this wild elephant. And so, you have to be working at it, right? You have to be aware of what your mind is doing and constantly redirecting it to the original goal. And that takes effort. It's not just sitting down for time, it's sitting down for quality time, which is why I recommend people not sit for more than 15 minutes. Until you can sit for 15 minutes with your mind strictly on the object that you want it to be on, right? Like if you can't control your mind for 15 minutes, well, there's no sense in sitting for an hour because now you're just doing something other than meditating. You're wandering off, and there's this point where fairly advanced meditators can get like totally lost because they just end up like in this subtle dullness where they may even actually have their mind on the object for an hour, but they're not doing it with clarity. They're just kind of zoning out. It's mildly pleasant, and it's a very common trap where you're mildly pleasant, kind of fuzzy, like, sort of, like, half asleep, but you're on the object, and you can sit there for a long time, and you're missing out on what meditation is really capable of, because there's this clarity, like shining a bright light onto whatever topic you want to, There's this, like, strength and joy, and an energy that comes with real meditation. It's super cool when you experience it. It's not just this kind of dull fuzziness for an hour. And I think that dull fuzziness is a particularly strong trap for people if their main goal is time, if their main goal is quantity over quality. And so, yeah, once you develop the skills, once you can hold your mind on the object for 15 minutes and you're aware of the quality of your attention, you're aware of the distractions, you're aware of the dullness, and you're working to fight it, well, then you can lengthen the time, at a certain point. You can sit for half an hour, hour. I mean, I've known people who've sat for as much as 12 hours a day and done it successfully. But before you get there, you shouldn't be sitting for an hour, 2 hours, much less 12 hours, unless you can sit for 15 minutes with a clear mind. So, again, one of the bigger misconceptions, quantity over quality means progress. Now, we're talking about something better than that. We're talking about something higher, something more useful. We're talking about real focus. We're talking about real meditation.